Good Thursday morning, everyone. I obviously I just got back from my walk. From my I've just come back from temple, and boy, did I need that. Anyway, it's a chilly day here in Sacramento, and we're just trying to keep warm. We do have the furnace turned on and all of that, but it's still kind of chilly. Uh, Anyway, I posted a thing about weasel snouts. Okay, this morning on my Facebook page about roasted, salted weasel snouts, and that it's a DuQuette family tradition around Thanksgiving time to snack on salted, fried, deep fried weasel snouts. And I explain why it's almost vegetarian because weasels lose their snouts in the wintertime but anyway, I'm sure I don't have to remind you that that is a spoof. Constance and I don't actually go out. I know I posted pictures of us, Constance harvesting weasel snouts and things like that. And there's a backstory about there's a Romanian monastery where the eating weasel snouts, the monks lived for 200 years and stuff. Uh, I, I'm sure I don't have to remind you that that is a spoof. Okay, please don't. Uh, People sometimes react like, "How dare you eat a little weasel snout?" Uh, it's meant it's meant as a joke. Okay, we're trying to. We started it 7 years ago and sort of perpetuated it since then. Uh, but just in case you took that seriously, don't. Uh, I'm going to do something a little different today. Uh, when the aspirants to the AA, um, well, let's just don't say aspirant or let's say the uh, at the beginning of one's AA career, or at least sort of the kind of the official documents concerning it. Uh, your superior gives you the task of memorizing uh, a, a chapter from Liber 65, the heart girt with serpent, the Holy Book. Now, Holy Books of Thelema are those Class A documents that Crowley said that actually he didn't write them. They were sort of like inspired, channeled writing that don't have to make sense to you, uh, but in a way are the lyrical outpouring of someone going through that. Uh, Expanding their mind, climbing the tree of life, opening themselves up to different stages of illumination. And Crowley just happened to be a guy that was armed with so much lyrical, poetic tools that he could, in his own way, they just poured out of him like an improvisational song. Okay, and Liber 65 is an example of that. It's not like you have to go through this. You'll go through what Crowley was going through in your own way, but as an example. And so the idea of memorizing one of those chapters, in a sense, is uh, helping you install, if you will, uh, the dynamics of that spiritual procedure. And so he said, why am I memorizing this? It's kind of long and everything. And the one I memorized was chapter one, which was uh, associated with the element earth, because I figured, well, I'd do my pentacle first and start at the beginning. And that's the one that is sort of uh, I am the heart and the snake is entwined about the invisible core of the mind. That's the one most everybody recognizes. Oh, yes, that's from Liber 65. But today, uh, I am moved, I guess, not to sound dramatic or corny, I am moved to share with you chapter 2, which is associated with air. And I'm just going to read it to you. Now, these holy books, when you read them, when you hear somebody recite them, don't worry about analyzing them. Don't worry about dissecting them. Don't don't engage your ruach in figuring out their numbers or their place on the tree of life or what part of the. Listen to them and allow the images just to dance through your mind as if you're just enjoying a great cartoon, an animated, wonderful spiritual thing. Go on the journey. Watch it. Listen to it like a symphony. I mean, I know there are great musicians that'll listen to Beethoven and go, oh my God, the bassoon section shouldn't have taken over that part. No, gee, but most everybody else is just going, oh, and allowing themselves to have their consciousness altered by the music. That's the best part of these holy books of Thelema, is you allow yourself to have your consciousness elevated by the music. Chapter 2 of Liber 65. I passed unto the mountain of lapis lazuli, even as a green hawk between the pillars of turquoise that is seated upon the throne of the east. So came I to Duant, the starry abode, and I heard voices crying aloud. O thou that sittest upon the earth, so spake a certain veiled one to me, thou art not greater than thy mother, thou speck of dust, infinitesimal. Thou art the Lord of glory and the unclean dog. Stooping down, dipping my wings, I came unto the darkly splendid abodes. There in that formless abyss, I was made partaker of the mysteries averse. I suffered the deadly embrace of the snake and of the goat. I paid the infernal homage to the shame of Chem. Therein was this virtue, that the one became the all. Moreover, I beheld a vision of a river. There was a little boat thereon, and in it, under purple sails, was a golden woman, an image of Asi, wrought in finest gold. Also the river was of blood, and the boat of shining steel. Then I loved her, and loosing my girdle, cast myself into the stream. I gathered myself into the little boat, and for many days and nights did I love her, burning beautiful incense before her. Yea, I gave her the flower of my youth, but she stirred not. Only by my kisses I defiled her, so that she turned to blackness before me. Yet I worshipped her, and gave her of the flower of my youth. Also it came to pass that thereby she sickened and corrupted before me. I almost cast myself into the stream. Then at the end appointed, her body was whiter than the milk of the stars, and her lips red and warm as the sunset, and her life of a white heat like the heat of the midmost sun. Then rose she up from the abyss of ages of sleep, and her body embraced me, although I melted in her beauty and was glad. The river also became the river of Amrit, and the little boat was the chariot of flesh, and the sails thereof the blood of the heart that beareth me, that beareth me. O serpent woman of the stars, I, even I, have fashioned thee from a pale image of fine gold. Also the Holy One came upon me, and I beheld a white swan floating in the blue. Between its wings I sate, and the aeons fled away. Then the swan flew and dived and soared, yet no whither we went. A little crazy boy that rode with me spake unto the swan and said, Who art thou that dost float and fly and dive and soar in the inane? Behold, these many aeons have passed. Whence camest thou? Whither wilt thou go? And laughing, I chid him, saying, No whence, no whither. The swan being silent, he answered, Then, if with no goal, why this eternal journey? And I laid my head against the head of the swan and laughed, saying, Is there not joy ineffable in this aimless winging? Is there not weariness and impatience for those who would attain some goal? And the swan was ever silent. Ah, but we floated in the infinite abyss. Joy, joy. White swan, bear thou ever me up between thy wings. O silence, O rapture, O end of things visible and invisible, this is all mine who am not. Radiant God, let me fashion an image of gems and gold for thee, that the people may cast it down and trample it to dust, that thy glory may be seen of them. Nor shall it be spoken in the markets that I am come who should come, but thy coming shall be the one word. Thou shalt manifest thyself in the unmanifest. In the secret places men shall meet with thee, and thou shalt overcome them. I saw a pale, sad boy that lay upon the marble in the sunlight and wept. By his side was the forgotten lute. Ah, but he wept. Then came an eagle from the abyss of glory and overshadowed him. So black was the shadow that he was no more visible. But I heard the lute lively discoursing through the blue, still air. Ah, messenger of the beloved one, let thy shadow be over me. Thy name is death, it may be, or shame, or love. So thou bringest me tidings of the beloved one. I shall not ask thy name. Where is now the master? Cried the little crazy boys. He is dead. He is shamed. He is wedded. And their mockery shall ring round the world. But the master shall have had his reward. The laughter of the mockers shall be a ripple in the hair of the beloved one. Behold the abyss of the great deep. Therein is a mighty dolphin lashing his sides with the force of the waves. There is also a harper of gold playing infinite tunes. Then the dolphin delighted therein and put off his body and became a bird. The harper also laid aside his harp and played infinite tunes upon the panpipe. Then the bird desired exceedingly this bliss, and laying down its wings became a fawn of the forest. And the harper also laid down his panpipe, and with the human voice sang his infinite tunes. Then the fawn was enraptured and followed far. At last the harper was silent, and the fawn became Pan in the midst of the primal forest of eternity. Thou canst not charm the dolphin with silence, O my prophet. Then the adept was wrapped away in bliss and beyond the bliss, and exceeded the excess of excess. Also his body shook and staggered with the burden of that bliss, that excess, and that ultimate namelessness. They cried, he is drunk, or he's mad, or he's in pain, or he is about to die. And he heard them not. O my Lord, my beloved, how shall I indite songs when even the memory of the shadow of thy glory is a thing beyond all music of speech or of silence? Behold, I am a man, and even a little child might not endure thee. And lo, I was alone in a great park, and by a certain hillock was a ring of deep enameled grass, wherein green-clad ones, most beautiful, played. In their play I came even unto the land of fairy sleep. All my thoughts were clad in green, most beautiful were they. All night they danced and sang, but thou art the morning, O my darling, my serpent that twineth thee about this heart. I am the heart, and thou the serpent. Wind thy coils closer about me, so that no light or bliss may penetrate. Crush out the blood of me as a grape upon the tongue of a white Doric girl that languishes with her lover in the moonlight. Then let the end awake. Long hast thou slept, O great God Terminus. Long ages hast thou waited at the end of the city and the roads thereof. Awake, thou, wait no more. Nay, Lord, I am come to thee. It is I that wait at last. The prophet cried against the mountain, Come thou hither, that I may speak with thee. The mountain stirred not. Therefore went the prophet unto the mountain, and spake unto it. But the feet of the prophet were weary, and the mountain heard not his voice. But I have called unto thee, and I have journeyed unto thee, and it availed me not. I waited patiently, and thou wast with me from the beginning. This now I know, O my beloved, that we are stretched at our ease among the vines. But these, thy prophets, they must cry aloud and scourge themselves. They must cross trackless wastes and unfathomed oceans. To await thee is the end, not the beginning. Let darkness cover up the writing. Let the scribe depart among his ways. But thou and I are stretched at our ease among the vines. What is he, O thou beloved one? Is there not an end? Nay, but there is an end. Awake, arise, gird up thy limbs. O thou runner, bear thou the word unto the mighty cities, yea, unto the mighty cities. Did you watch that like a cartoon? That's one of my, they're all my favorite. The Class A documents, there's a total of 13 of them. Some of them are just mind-blowingly beautiful. And some of them are just so mysterious, you just, well, I'll read this again in a year and see what I make of that. But anyway, it's the Holy Books of Thelema, and that was chapter 2 of Liber 65. Okay, I know that was a little something different today, but frankly, that was what I was in a mood for, and perhaps I needed to do that more than you needed to hear it. Who knows? Until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself, be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under will. Is there not joy ineffable in this aimless winging?